Everybody, there's my little friend, the gnome. There's one over my shoulder and there's one on the screen. And today I want to chat about some important tools authors use to develop characters, mainly the literary conflicts and the methods of characterization. Let me move myself over a little bit. That's a good spot. All right. Literary conflicts. They're pretty easy to remember because they make perfect sense. Person versus person, two people fighting or arguing, disagreement. Person versus self, oh, I don't know what to do, right? You versus your mind. Person versus society, nobody likes me in the whole world. Person versus environment, that's anything that's not involved with a person. Could be animals, could be you against a hurricane, tidal wave, terrible cold weather, terrible hot weather. And person versus destiny or fate. And that's a tough one, but you can usually tell because there's foreshadowing going all the way through it, and you know that eventually he had no choice. This had to happen to him. So those are the 5 literary conflicts, and you'll be looking at those in some of your journal entries moving forward. Now let's look at the methods of characterization. And here they come. There are 6, and they make perfect sense. Once again, there's no secret. Number 1 is appearance. And it's gone. All right. Number 1 is appearance. You describe the author describes the character's appearance. What conclusions about your character can you draw from this information? If he's dressed in beautiful gold threads and beautiful clothes and diamonds and jewels, you'll make a conclusion, right? It's not a mistake. Authors don't make mistakes. That's how they teach you who the character is. The second one is inner thoughts and feelings. What are some of the character's thoughts? And you'll see the way different things are written, that if the main character is the narrator, like in To Kill a Mockingbird, when you read in 8th grade, that there's always an inner monologue going on. And you can tell who she is based on the dialogue she has with her head, because she's the narrator. So you know how she feels about the neighbors, you know how she feels about her dad, and etc., etc. Inner thoughts and feelings. Let me scoot up here. And the third one, most obvious, are actions. I mean, what's the character doing? You know, how do you describe and understand the character's personality based on their actions? Makes sense. Oh, there's 3 more. Let's see if I can get it to come up. All right, there it is. I'm going to move down again. Okay. Speech, that's dialogue. When this character is speaking to others, what does he or she say? How can you describe this character's personality based on their words? Because however the author writes the words, that's who you know it is. If they write it where they're halting and they're halting speech, maybe they're nervous or they're afraid, or speech that goes on really fast with no punctuation, maybe they're scared. You can always tell. Or mean, or happy, or sad, or a child. And then environment. This is important because, especially since we're talking about To Kill a Mockingbird, the narrator, Scout, spends a tremendous amount of time telling you what it's like in her hometown. So what kind of family life or society has this character been placed in? How does your understanding of this environment help you draw conclusions about the character? And the last one, what others say. What do other people in the novel say about the character you're focusing on? So if I tell you to focus on Atticus, well, what do people say about Atticus? They say a lot of great things about Atticus. And then Bob Ewell says a lot of bad things about Atticus, right? When other characters are speaking about the character you're focusing on, what do they say about him or her? And what conclusions can you draw? Because the conclusions you draw show your understanding of the character, the plot, the literary conflicts, and the whole thing. And it all starts with the methods of characterization. If you don't have literary conflicts in a piece, and you don't have methods of characterization in a piece, you have a math textbook. And this isn't math. Right. I move back to the middle. My sunflowers, I wish I was there. But I'm here, and this is your flipped lesson. Everybody take care Don't forget to reach out to me if you need some help.